we've got a caller who has something to share. Go ahead, caller. You are on Peace News.
Hey, man.
Hey.
I'm just watching my dude right now. You know, he's talking about the police tanks must go and whatnot.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna give a quick weigh in real fast. You know, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It would be totally different if things were actually constitutional. They're not. People constantly say it, but they got to realize, you know, the constitutional amends that whatever, you know, you stipulate for the military of the federal government, right, or the you know, powers that govern us, you know, we're supposed to have equal footing. So if they have tanks, we have tanks. If they have jets, we have jets. It'd be totally different if the people had their own. It wouldn't be a problem then.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So would you, and do me a favor, I'd like to continue this conversation a little bit, and if you would do me the favor of just muting whatever it is you're listening to. I'm sure it's this program, but we're hearing it feed back into our own program. So if you could mute that, that'd be great. So tell us, is there a tank in your town? Do you know if your town has a Bearcat or an MRAP?
I'm sure they do, man. I'm sure they do, bro. You know, I live in Washington State, man. I live in Tacoma, Washington, bro. So, you know, Fort Lewis is out here, and, you know, McCord or JBLM, I should say. Then you got Fort Banger, right? And then you got all the stuff that goes on over in, you know, Eastern Washington and whatnot, you know, with the reserves and those guys. But pretty much, dude, like, you got to understand, man, like, they've been doing this for years. You know, this isn't brand new, you know.
When did you first hear about it?
Man, I first heard about this, bro, realistically, bro, like almost 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you know what I mean? It was a while ago, bro, like when I first heard about it, but I seen it firsthand, though, you know, because I seen the tank myself, you know.
In Tacoma?
Yeah, you know.
So what was it being used for?
It was like a modern tank, though, you know. I mean, you know, it was disarmed, you know, they couldn't
for now
shoot anything off of it. Yeah, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. It was disarmed, you know.
But the writing's on the wall. You and me aren't dumb. We know what they're using this thing for, and the police just won't say it. They're afraid because the people know what's up. So do you think the people in your town in Tacoma, Washington, will take the same tactic as the people of Davis, California, and say, "Get the hell out of here. We don't want your tank."
Yeah, well, you man. I mean, you know, they shouldn't be trying to implement something like that when that's not the problem. You know, the problem is you know, they're saying police tanks must go, man, but they still got to educate people. You know, when it's all said and done, fear is so powerful, right, that people will take almost any answer over no answer, and that's how it always goes. And you know, and if somebody who's in control can put a device of control upon you based upon the fear you have, then they need not worry about you ever uprising or you ever saying anything about the unfair treatment that you might be undergoing, you know, anything of that nature.
So do you think this is aimed to be used towards Americans who are protesting, like what we saw in Occupy Wall Street?
You know what, bro? To be honest, man, I'd have to say that I believe there's a levy of issues that they really do cover. You know, some of them as bizarre as being invaded by other countries. You know.
Come on, you can't be serious. You think that the U.S. is going to be invaded? They're going to use these tanks to defend against an invasion? It fits 10 cops in it, man. What are 10 cops in a tank going to do?
Do you understand like what's happening to the U.S. dollar right now, bro? Like, in like the next 10 years, I'm sure it won't be backed. It's not going to be the world currency. You feel me?
But do you think that's because other countries invade the U.S. with tanks and militaries, or because they use a strong dollar policy or a strong yuan policy or something?
No, but you got to understand though, bro. Like, okay, so look what's happening right now, right? You have these sympathizers, right? Who are and who knows how far down the rabbit hole all this shit goes, right? But check this out, bro. Is you got these sympathizers who are going over to the Middle East that they can trace, right? And whether they're going to the Middle East or whether they were they stayed at home all their lives, and they were domesticated terrorists. The problem is that when you give credence to something, right, it gives a person a liable reason to take action. So what I'm saying is this right here is that you got guys right now that are getting caught, but, exploited on CNN, right, fighting these foreign, wars. And I don't mean to get off the, the subject of police things, but you got to understand, bro. These
it's all related.
things are nothing. My state just approved drones. You know what
your
I'm saying?
your state also approved cannabis for recreational use, and the police really changed their attitudes. I saw there was a festival where police were actually handing out Doritos to stoners at a marijuana convention, and they were handing out. They were being friends.
But you gotta understand, though, bro. I mean, to compare marijuana to a tank, right? You could never do the marijuana would never cause devastation or destruction.
No, of course
but maybe
not.
in the fridge. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, bro. It's
maybe
like,
in the fridge. Yeah, you're right. So what's the difference been like? Give me the boots on the ground view of what's it been like interacting with police now before and after marijuana prohibitions ended in Washington.
Well, man, you know what, bro? It's actually a shaky subject, because what's happening right now is that the good old Uncle Sam, just like always, is always trying to find a way to muscle out any middleman.
You mean the feds?
No, the feds, the states, everybody's in on it, because they get paid so much money.
All right, I'll give you the last 15 seconds.
Yeah, check me out, man. This is what I want to say, bro. Police tanks, they gotta go, right? But what's more than that, though, bro, is that people have got to be willing to actually stand up for something. You don't stand up, it doesn't matter.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you for the call. We appreciate you calling in. This is Peace News Now.